Hi everyone, and thank you so much for joining me for today's Snap session, where we'll be going over the Circle, Sigma's online member community. My name is Kylie Bradbury, and I am Sigma's Community Training Specialist. Whether you've been on the Circle before, you're a frequent visitor, or you've never been there, I hope that this webcast can help teach everyone something new today. We're just going to start with a tour and then get into some of the features that make the Circle such a great member benefit for Sigma. Before we get started, I do want to mention now that you can ask questions anytime during the webcast. There's a GoToWebinar control panel, probably on the right-hand side of your screen. If the control panel is minimized, you can use the arrow button to expand it again, but you can use this to ask questions anytime by typing them directly into the questions field. I will do my best to answer all questions during today's session, but if we run out of time or if I need to research your question, I'll follow up with you privately later. Okay, I think we are ready to get started, so bear with me while I move over to the Circle. So now you should be able to see the Circle homepage, which is where we're going to start our tour. And the Circle is Sigma, like I said, it's Sigma's online professional networking site for members only. And you can get here a variety of ways. I think personally the easiest way is just by typing in the URL, which is the circle.sigmanursing.org into your browser. Many members just bookmark this so that they can just click the bookmark link and be directed right to the homepage. There are some other ways you can get to it, including through links and emails that you receive from us, and also through the Sigma website. Whichever way works best for you is perfect. When you navigate to the site for the first time, you'll be asked to log in using the email address you have on file with Sigma and the password that you created. If you've forgotten your password, you can click the Forgot Password link where you'll be provided instructions for resetting it. On the Circle homepage, you'll find just about everything that you need to get by looking at the navigation bar, which is the dark purple bar above the scrolling banner here. Groups will show you different ones that you belong to and any that you can join. So your chapter website will be here, your communities of interest, and we'll go over all that in a minute. The member directory is where you can search for and connect with other Sigma members. Participate has a few links to help you get engaged with the online community. You can browse recent discussions for groups that you're part of, post a message, join groups, and other things. Events is where you can see upcoming events that either Sigma has scheduled, including webcasts like today's, or you can also use filters here to find chapter-specific events for your particular chapter. Volunteer is a place where you can build a volunteer profile and see opportunities that are available to you as a Sigma member and within your chapter. And FAQ is just what it sounds like. It is a place where you can get answers to some of the most common questions that members have about the Circle and get some on-demand assistance. The last one is Career Center, which takes you to this section of the Circle where you can find the Sigma job board and the Career Center where you can sign up for coaching and mentoring programs. As you're exploring, just remember that anytime you want to come back to the main Circle homepage, you can click on Home or even the Circle logo above the navigation bar, which brings you right back to the homepage. Below the navigation area, you'll see several rotating banners in this main space here. We use this space to remind members of actions that they can do on the Circle and share about our chapter website of the month and other highlighted information. Below the banners, you'll see the rest of the homepage, which is where you can learn what's happening. This page is going to be broken into 3 columns that you can see here, which are discussions, announcements, and Sigma calendar. The left, again, will show you discussions. This middle area is announcements, which will be announcements from Sigma headquarters. It'll also pull in recent jobs that are listed on the job board if you scroll down further. And then the right column shows Sigma events, which is going to show you upcoming events on an international level taking place with Sigma, including today's webcast. Now we're going to take a deeper look at some of the tabs across the top, and we're going to start with the Groups tab. Depending on your role, you're probably already going to be added to some groups. For instance, all members are automatically added to their chapter group, which will appear when you click on My Groups. Also, if you're a chapter leader, you'll find groups that you've been automatically added to, as well as such as the All Chapter Officers Work Group or your Regional Officers Connect group. In addition to those, there are lots of groups available for you to join, and I'm going to point out a few of the different types. The first is a community of interest. So if you go to all group types here in the drop-down menu and you select communities of interest, you'll see that there are 17 available for you to join currently. Our communities of interest are groups that provide a great outlet for you to have conversations with other nurses that relate to your nursing specialty or any specialty area that interests you. So it doesn't have to just be in the field that you're working in. If it's something that you're interested in, you're welcome to join and participate. These are a great resource for you to begin having conversations with Sigma members and nurses all over the world. So I definitely would highly encourage you to join some of these groups that interest you and participate in a conversation. These groups are member-driven, so each community of interest was formed based on requests from members for that community, based on popular interest and discussion topics. So I'll show you the Nurse Educators community of interest just as an example. So say you wanted to join the Nurse Educators community of interest, you'll just locate it in the community of interest list and click on it and click join. Once you've joined, you will be able to navigate to the main page of that community of interest. So once you're here, I definitely recommend locating the introductory thread located under the announcement section. So you'll see under any of the communities that you join, this announcement section on the left side will have an introduce yourself section with this link that says introduction thread. Just click on that and you'll be able to add in a little introduction about yourself. Just maybe share your background or what you're interested in or why you decided to join that particular community of interest. We'll give this 1 second to think. Here we go. So here's an example of one of those introductory threads in the Nurse Educators community. And you can see lots of individuals have chimed in with just some basic information about themselves and what they do as a nurse. You'll see that the communities of interest are set up to look similar to the Circle homepage. So like the Circle homepage, you'll see some upcoming events listed. You'll see announcements. There'll be a library where members of the community can upload and share resources, and also a discussion forum. So discussion forums within the communities of interest are definitely some of our most engaging spaces for members. So if you're wanting to join in and really have some meaningful dialogue with your fellow members, again, from all over the world, I definitely recommend joining some of these communities of interest and participating in the discussions taking place in these forums. And again, to easily locate these communities of interest, you'll just click on the Groups tab at the very top of the Circle page, and then you'll click All Groups or My Groups. All Groups will list everything that you're eligible to join. My Groups will list all the groups that you are already a part of. So if you haven't joined any of communities of interest, you'll select All Groups, and then you'll click on this drop-down area that's labeled All Group Types and select Communities of Interest. Just as a little note that is helpful for people, if you are interested in volunteering to serve as a community ambassador for any of these communities of interest, we do periodically offer that opportunity for members to volunteer. So I think that we're recruiting members right now, and we will be through the end of this month for a 6-month term to serve as an ambassador. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and navigate back to all groups. Some other popular groups that you can join include the Global Member Forum and the Career Advice Forum. So again, here's Career Advice Forum, and here is the Global Member Forum. The Global Member Forum is an open topic community, so it's where you can share things like links to surveys or research studies, and also just have general conversation with other nurses from all over the world. The Career Advice Forum is an excellent space for members who are new grads or are looking to make a change in their career path. You can ask questions and seek advice of fellow Sigma members and career advisors. And it's also one of the forums where you can volunteer if you have valuable career advice to contribute. Next, I'm going to talk about profiles, which is another important component of being an active and engaged member on the circle. We're first going to take a look at how to find someone else's profile. Like I mentioned, on the navigation bar, you have the member directory. So if we scroll all the way back up to the top, you'll have member directory here in the toolbar. When you click on it, you're brought to a basic search where you can look someone up by their name or their email address. So say you meet someone at an event or a social gathering that you would like to connect with, you can search for them here, like I said, with their name, email address, university information. But say you're looking to connect with individuals that you don't already know. If you click on the Advanced Search tab in the member directory, you'll see that you can search by interests, certifications, geographical location, and other factors. So let's use an example. Let's say that I am interested in connecting specifically with individuals who are interested in maternal health. So I will select maternal health under the interest section. And I also want them to be in or around where I'm from. So I'll scroll down here to the location, and I'm in the United States, and I am in the Indianapolis area. So I will type in that information, and then I will click Find Members. And once that populates, and we'll give it a second to think, you'll see that it already gives me a list of 7 people specifically who have indicated both an interest in maternal health and who are from the Indianapolis area. So this is a really cool way to connect with members who share your interests, who are near you, maybe that you could meet in person or find ways to work together in person. But it's just a really versatile tool that can help you connect with the huge number of members that we have here at Sigma. Once you find someone that you want to connect with, and you can do this anywhere on the circle, so I'm going to use a discussion thread as an example. I'll click on this one in the pediatrics community. So say that you are involved in a discussion in any of the communities of interest or discussion forums throughout the circle, and you're communicating back and forth with an individual that you'd really like to connect with. What you can do is click the person's name, so you'll see their profile information. You can just click their name, and that will navigate you to their profile, and you can click Add as Contact. So similar to LinkedIn or even Facebook, this essentially sends a friend request to that individual that they can then approve or deny. Once they've approved it, it'll be added to a list of connections in your own profile, which we'll show you here in a minute. But that's how you can add someone on as a contact anywhere on the circle. So next, we are actually going to go ahead and talk about your own profile. So one thing that I want you all to do as soon as you can is head to your own profile and make sure that you've got a picture and some information about yourself. So to get to your profile, you can find it anywhere on the circle by clicking the drop-down arrow in the very top right-hand corner of your screen and then selecting Profile. Updating this space really contributes to overall online engagement and will make you more inviting as a Sigma member for other members who want to connect with you. So it gives you more visibility on the circle and will make other members feel more comfortable connecting and engaging in conversation. So similar to other social networking platforms, people are a lot more likely to engage with someone who has an actual photo and maybe has some information about themselves in their profile. That's going to work the exact same way here on the circle. So come in here, you can update your profile photo by selecting the Actions drop-down beneath the profile photo square, and then you can change or remove your existing photo. And then clicking the little pencil icon next to any of these sections, or the add button if it's empty, will allow you to add some information to these sections. So again, you can add information to your bio, you can add some information in the education, your job history. If you've got any other associations that you're a member of, you can add those here as well. Lots of space for you to really personalize and make yourself a little bit more approachable and reachable for members with similar interests and backgrounds. Over here on the left side beneath the profile photo, you'll also sometimes see ribbons. Those are earned based on various actions that you can take, such as serving as a Sigma volunteer. And then just above that, there are contact details. So if you ever want to update your contact information, including your name or your title, you'll just click the pencil icon next to those areas. And just know that for these two spaces, your name, your current position, or your contact information, it is going to navigate you away from the circle to a third party, well, not a third party site, it's your My Membership profile for Sigma. So that's where you manage all of your contact information across the board as a Sigma member. So when you click on those, it is going to navigate you to that. So just be aware that it'll take you away from the circle, but it's still a Sigma site where you can update your contact details. The other things that you can do on your profile are all up in the 4 tabs across the top. So you have My Profile, My Connections, My Contributions, and My Account. We'll start with My Connections. So under My Connections, you'll find Contacts. Earlier, I mentioned that adding contacts will create a directory of members on your profile, and this is where you can find that list. So again, think of it like a friends list on a social media profile. At the top, you'll see it also suggests new contacts based on actions that you've taken on the circle or people that you've already connected with. And there's also a networks section here in this space, which I think is really neat. So again, click My Connections and then click Networks. Here you can find people who are similar to you based on lots of factors, including the city that you're in, your job history, the company that you work for. So this is a really cool opportunity for you to find a list of members based directly on some sort of connection that they have with you. Under My Contributions, you can click on Summary and see a display of anything that you've done on the circle, such as creating a discussion post or a library entry. You can also see a list of contributions, which will show you anything that you've ever posted to a discussion forum on the circle. This is also where you'll be able to find any drafts that you've created but haven't posted yet. So throughout the circle, if you save something as a draft anywhere but aren't quite ready to post it, similar to what I just did a little bit earlier, you'll see that it will auto save here. You can come back to this space and edit and ultimately post that when you are ready. And finally, under My Account, you have the ability to edit some of your preferences. So under privacy settings, you can adjust what you want other members to see. This is where you can also come to update your group notifications. So if you go to My Account and then group notifications, you'll see that this is basically what your email preferences are for the circle. So if you're a Sigma member, you have likely received what we call daily digest emails, whether it's from your own chapter website or a community of interest that you have joined. These are emails that share what has happened in the groups that you belong to at the end of each day. We have a functionality called Consolidated Digest that allows you to combine all of those daily digests into one consolidated version, which members really love because maybe they don't like to receive multiple emails from multiple groups throughout the day. Consolidating that into one single email might make it a little bit simpler for you to keep up with what's going on. So this is where you can do that. You can opt into or out of receiving those digests and make changes to your email notifications anytime you want. So if you scroll down, you'll see a list of the groups that you're a part of. You can see that I've joined a lot of groups already. So we'll pretend that rather than receiving one daily digest email for each group that I'm a part of, I would rather receive them all in one single digest so that I can still get all that same content, but it'll just come in one email instead of multiple. In order to do that, you can simply check the box next to each group underneath the Consolidated Daily Digest column. So I'll select that for a few of those here: ambulatory care, cardiovascular community, and the career advice forum. So just as an example, I'll say that I want to combine all of those into a single daily digest. Now, something to keep in mind here is that you still need to change each community's discussion email option. So you've got the discussion email column here. You can see right now they're all listed as daily digest. You do still need to change this. So if I want to add the ambulatory care community to my consolidated email that I'll receive, and I then want to stop receiving an individual daily digest email for that community, you'll select the drop-down menu next to ambulatory care community and then click no email, indicating that you don't want to receive a digest for that email or that group specifically anymore, and instead you would like to receive that information consolidated in a single email with these other groups later. So you'll just want to make sure that you change it to no email for all of the groups that you want to stop receiving individual emails for. Another way that you can do this is by toggling this button here at the top underneath notification settings. You'll see that it's labeled automatically set group discussion emails to no email when a group is added to a consolidated digest. If it's toggled no, you do have to make this change manually in the discussions email column. But if you toggle it over to yes, once you scroll away from this page, it'll automatically make that change for you. So then you don't have to worry so much about remembering to make that change in the discussions email column for each individual group that you want to consolidate. There are other groups maybe that you really want to be able to keep up with and you find really, really beneficial. For me, I would say an example of that would be the All Chapter Officers Work Group, or maybe your chapter website. I like to receive those messages in real time so that I'm sure I'm constantly up to date. So another thing that you can do here is underneath the discussions email column, select real time instead of daily digest, which is the default. Real time means that anytime there's a discussion posted or a reply posted due to discussion, you'll receive an email for that individual interaction. So that means that you'll probably receive multiple emails a day for that particular group, but if it's something that's really important to you that you want to be able to keep up with, that'll be really helpful for you. I'm going to go ahead and head back to my profile, which is up here. And just remember that as a member, you are a part of this huge family of nurses. So don't hesitate to get in here and connect with others that you can learn from or share your knowledge with, give and get support from, and grow your network as you advance in your own career. These are just some of the things that you can do on your profile to really help you maximize the circle for your benefit. So after today's session, I definitely recommend logging in and taking a look at changes that you can make. I'm going to go ahead and navigate back to the Circle homepage now. One of the other ways that you can jump in is to explore the volunteer portal. So when you click on the volunteer tab across the top of the page, you'll see an about page where you can just read a little bit more information about Sigma's volunteer system, and I'll let you navigate there on your own after today's session if you'd like. You can also click on your volunteer profile, which when you click on it, it'll bring you to a page that looks really similar to your main profile, and that's because it really is. The one tab that I didn't cover earlier is the profile tab. So if you click on that, you'll see that there's my profile, my mentor profile, and ultimately my volunteer profile. I definitely encourage you to come in and add your interests, your experiences, because as Sigma adds opportunities or as your own chapter adds opportunities for you to volunteer, the system can send you invitations based on these fields you complete and how well you match with the criteria of the opportunity. So I definitely recommend coming in here and adding some information to this space. Again, just like your regular profile, you'll just click add or the pencil icon next to each space to make a change, or select what you would like to indicate as a preference in these drop-down menus. Back under the Volunteer tab, you can also go to the Volunteer Opportunities page. And when I click on this particular page, it takes me to a list of all of the chapter and international opportunities that are currently open. It provides a really neat snapshot of the ways that chapters are engaging members through service, and we also have many international opportunities that all members are encouraged to participate in as well. So if you want to filter that down, you can click the Show Filter button here on this page and filter it down to something that is more specific to what you're looking for. So many of the international opportunities are quick, easy opportunities that you can complete within minutes, such as liking our Facebook page or following us on Twitter. And you can find those opportunities by selecting Social Buzz underneath of the types of opportunities. So once you've selected that, you'll click Apply Filter. And you'll see that those opportunities populate here. Again, like Sigma Nursing on Facebook, connect with Sigma on social media. These are all opportunities that are really easy for you to be able to participate in. Make sure that you're getting information from Sigma. We update our social media pages very frequently, so that's a great opportunity for you to be able to stay connected with Sigma and get really fresh updates from them. And again, it's a quick volunteer opportunity. We also have longer opportunities available, like serving as a career advisor or an online community ambassador. I mentioned that earlier, where you can serve as an ambassador in one of our communities of interest. And I definitely highly recommend getting involved with some of these opportunities whenever you do have the time, because it can just help make your experience as a Sigma member a little bit richer. Another piece I want to point out under this volunteer button is the option to opt in to receive volunteer notifications. When your chapter adds a volunteer opportunity, they'll have the ability to send an email invitation to you if you've opted in to receive these notifications. This creates a lot of value for you, because instead of having to come search for these kinds of opportunities to engage with, you'll be automatically invited to participate. So definitely be sure to opt in here by clicking the Get Volunteer Notifications button. And again, it's just going to navigate you back to your volunteer profile, and you'll be able to opt in here where it says invite me to volunteer when opportunities match my experience. You'll just want to make sure that is toggled to yes, and you'll be able to receive those email invitations. So now we're going to go ahead and go back to the home page and talk about the last tab, which is the Career Center button. The Career Center on the circle is an addition that I think is really beneficial to members. When you click on that, you'll see that there are two options, including Get a Job and Get Career Help. Get a Job will show you information about Sigma's job board. So the job board will include open positions all over the world. You can search by keyword, job title, limit your search to a specific location, all sorts of factors. So definitely take a look at that if you are looking to make a move in your career. The second option under the Career Center tab is Get Career Help. When I click on Get Career Help, you'll see that it looks really similar to the job board page. Again, we are within the Career Center on the circle. So this is where you can come to connect with other Sigma members and get help by asking questions that pertain to your career path or your job search. So the first option we see here on this page is Career Advising. This is more of a one-time question opportunity and requests that you can pose in the career advice form on the circle. And volunteer career advisors will help provide you with answers. Again, I've mentioned this a couple times. Don't forget, you can volunteer to be a career advisor if you feel that you have valuable knowledge to share with others. So just check out the international opportunities under the volunteer tab if you'd like to sign up for that. And while career advising is more for the one-off questions and advice, we do have a longer-term option with our career mentoring and coaching program. This program will pair you with another Sigma member for a longer-term one-on-one relationship while you focus on a specific project, focus area, or even just want help developing your set of skills. To get started with that, you will enroll just by clicking enroll here and following the instructions on that page. Before we close out today's session, I just want to share some tips with you so that you know some of the neat ways that you can connect here on the circle. So the Circle is a social platform, and you can, like other social platforms, tag other members in discussion threads. So I think that's something that's really cool. If I'm going to use this this particular discussion as an example of that, I'll go here into the Pediatrics Community Discussion Forum, say that I wanted to tag someone here that I thought would be interested in this conversation, or I want to reply to someone and make sure that they receive a notification of my reply. You can just click the reply button in the thread and you'll be brought to a really simple text editor, but you can mention someone pretty much the same way that you mention them on any other social media platform. So you'll use the @ symbol and then you'll type in that individual's name. So I will pretend like I'm going to mention my colleague Noelle. So I'll do @ Noelle Pickler and you'll see her profile pops up. When I click on that, you'll see that it automatically creates a link to her name. So now whatever message I send here, she will receive a notification of it. Earlier, we talked about the emails that you'll get to be made aware of discussions, but there are other ways that you might be notified when something is happening that you want to know about. So there are 3 pieces to the notification feature that you can know about. First, if you start a discussion thread anywhere on the Circle, you'll get an email whenever anyone replies to that thread. If you reply to a thread, you'll get an email when anyone else replies to that thread. And if you don't post anything but are interested in a discussion, there's a star icon you can see appear where it says follow. You can select that star icon to get notifications anytime someone posts that thread. So maybe you don't necessarily have anything to contribute at the moment, but it's something you want to keep an eye on. You can follow it and get notified when it is updated. And the last piece that I want to encourage you to do is to check out your chapter website. So the way to access your own chapter website is to go to groups and then my groups. And you will see that if you are, as long as you're an active member of a chapter, you will see that chapter website listed here and you can click and navigate directly there from this page. Another way that you can navigate directly to your chapter website is just typing in your chapter's URL in the browser. I'm going to use the Delta chapter as an example today, and you'll see that their URL is it's chaptergreekname.sigmanursing.org, which is the exact same for all chapters across the board. So in this case, it's going to be delta.sigmanursing.org, and that'll bring me right to the Delta chapter's homepage, and you'll do the same thing with your own chapter website. When you navigate to your chapter site, you can find out what's been going on at a local level for your chapter and the fun and rewarding things that your chapter is doing specifically. You can also access your chapter leaders. So you'll go to the About Us tab and select chapter leaders on your chapter website. And here you'll find out who your chapter leaders are and be able to connect with them to find out more about your local chapter leadership. And there, like the Circle, lots of things that you can do to update here. Here is a chapter welcome message where your chapter can personalize a message directly for members. They might post some important news specifically related to your chapter. There will also be an upcoming event section where if your chapter has any specific events that they want to share with members, you'll be able to find that here on the website. And then, like other parts of the Circle, is a discussions thread. So here you can communicate and interact with members who are a part of your specific chapter. So hopefully that helps give you a little bit of a gist of your chapter website. So I want to thank you all again so much for joining me today and learning about the Circle. I hope that everyone was able to learn a little bit of something. I'm going to leave it open for just a couple more minutes to answer any questions that anybody might have. If you don't have any others or need to get going, you're welcome to go ahead and do that. But I will check the questions feed and answer what questions I have. And again, if you do have any questions, please type your question into the question field of the GoToWebinar control panel. Christine, your question, can you show me how to get my local Sigma chapter to show up? If you are a member of a chapter, you should be able to find that on the circle by going to groups and then my groups. Your chapter should automatically be listed there as long as you are a dues paying member of that chapter. Sherry, what is the best way to connect with members outside of our area? That's a great question, Sherry. You can find members anywhere using the member directory. So if you click member directory and advanced search, you might be able to find members based on your interests, certifications. If you're looking for a specific location, you can connect with members by searching for that. So that's one way that you can find members based on your own requirements. Another way is to join some of these groups, maybe the Global Member Forum or some of the communities of interest, and you'll be able to connect with members who have similar interests to you that way as well. Yep, that would be correct. Another member said, I was wondering that too, and I had to sign in to Sigma to make my chapter show up. That is correct. You do need to be signed into the circle in order to see some of those more personalized things. So who asked that question previously? Christine. That's just a good answer to your question is if you are not logged into the circle, you're not going to see your own chapter website. You'll have to log in to do that under the My Groups tab. Okay, I don't think that I see any other questions coming through. So if you do have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me via email. You will receive an email after this with a recording of today's session that you can reply to if you have any follow-up questions or anything along those lines. But if not, I hope that you all were able to take away something from today's session, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much.